So thanks Kate for inviting me today. I'm really excited to see your stream, Mount Harding stream in Methven, and what lives in your stream. So have you seen one of these kits before?
No.
And you know what environmental DNA is?
No.
Well, it's this great new tool we've got at the moment where we're able to look at DNA in the waterway, which is the living components of what we are and what plants and bacteria and everything are. And they leave little breadcrumbs in the waterway, and we can take a water sample, send it to the lab, and then work out what lives in the stream or in the waterway without even seeing anything. So what we'll do is we'll take this, we'll stick it into the stream, and we'll leave it overnight with the water flowing past it, and that will passively collect the DNA and then send it to the lab, and then we'll see what you get.
Perfect. In the middle of the
middle of the flow, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got the gloves on to make sure you don't contaminate it. So now it's just a waiting game.
Cool.
Kate, I really love this planting.
Yeah, we bought into the farm about 14 years ago, and it was a cropping farm, and we converted it to dairy farm. And yeah, we just loved the look of the natives along the creek, and we knew it would be good for the environment.
So how did you get started then?
So it was basically just a rough kind of grass bank, so we sprayed all that off. Yeah, we got all the plants from the dock nursery. Yeah, so we put covers on all them, and for the 3 years after they were planted there was a lot of spraying and till they got established, and then yeah, and now they've just take care of themselves.
So what I really like about what you've done here is you've got this overhanging vegetation or overhanging carex, and that's really great because it provides some overhanging habitat for fish that live in the stream. And then we've also got these taller species like the pittosporum. Shading the waterway really helps with the water quality. It keeps the water temperature down. High temperatures can actually impact fish, so if we can cool the water down, that really helps with increasing biodiversity. And it also reduces the light, so you're less likely to get weed growth in here.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you'd need to do less weed removal if you shade out your stream. So yeah. I think what you've done here is really bang on, so well done.
Cool.
So thanks Kate for having us back today. What I've got here is a little report of the results from the eDNA sample we took the other day. The eDNA that we capture can actually come from quite far upstream. So when we're looking at these results, we're really thinking about what's happening in the catchment, not necessarily just here where we took the sample.
Yeah.
When we get the results, we get a couple of high-level graphics. We get this wheel of life, all the different types of organisms that were found, and then we also get a picture here of each of the different organisms. And then the next thing we get is an overall score.
Yeah.
And so based on what was recorded in this sample compared to what we record elsewhere in New Zealand, we can get a number.
Yeah.
So yours came back with a rating of good.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So we recorded 2 fish species. One was brown trout and the other one was upland bully. And then the other thing is the macroinvertebrates, or the insects that we found in the stream. So these are really important because these are the building blocks of the food web.
Yeah.
So the fish, for example, will feed on these. And then we also found a few birds, and then we also found some mammals. So we recorded a Norway rat, for example. One thing that we didn't get, which was quite interesting, was eels.
Yeah.
And eels are fairly tolerant. I don't know, have you seen them in the stream here?
Yeah, we have in the past. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know they're definitely up in Methven, which is only about 10 k's away.
So I think it's likely that there will be eels in the stream. The thing with the eDNA is that we just took 1 sample or 1 replicate, and the gold standard is to take 6 samples or 6 replicates because there's a lot of variation in the stream, and so the more samples we take, the more accurate the results will be. The other thing to think about is what else can you do? Continue working on all your good farming management practices, so reducing contaminants like nutrients and sediment and E. coli from getting into the waterways.
Yeah.
The key thing also is working with others in the catchment, if you can do that, because really it's catchment scale change, so catchment scale planting that's going to make the biggest measurable difference rather than just site locations. Also, if your objective is around fish, you could look at whether there's any fish barriers in the catchment which is affecting their movement obvious things like weirs and dams that are really creating difficulty for some fish to be able to get up and over them to move up the catchment. But there are a number of resources on our DairyNZ website that can give some more information around water bodies and wetlands or waterways, and reducing nutrients and contaminants, and there's also some really great information on planting, although it seems you've got that really under control.
Oh, perfect, it sounds good.